Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Motorsport Manager. It's week 27 of competition. I'm in Season 5. I'm still in GP3, the lowest category. I'm using the Formula 1 Season 2017 mod. But I'm finally in position to likely win the Constructors' Championship and gain promotion. So, quick look at the standings. Johnson has finished on the podium in every race this season. Gill has been on the podium 3 straight races. Aaron's had a couple, and overall, I've been near the top throughout. Johnson does have the points lead with 78, but I'm in a 3-way tie with both of my drivers, and then Bursack with 70. Johnson's teammate, Paragon, is all the way down in 17th, just 22 points, and 2 DNFs, and not one top finish. Paragon continues to have reliability issues, which has plagued them throughout the season, and because of that, they are well down in the points right now. So I'm looking strong in the championship contention, but Johnson is definitely making me work for it, and Paragon when they're not completely failing. Looks like we're going to have a wet practice, but a fairly dry race, but there is a small chance of rain. Looking at the car, I am number 1 in top speed now. Acceleration has gone from last to 8th. My brakes moved up from about 8th or 9th to 6th now. And my suspension is finally getting improved upon, as that's the area of focus right now. I have a couple new sponsorship deals, which brought in a good amount of money, just about $10 million from where I was a race ago. And I have a few options. Let's see, 2 of these pay for 3rd or above at 1.3. Randstad has worked out well for me. I guess it doesn't matter which one I go for. And let's look at fitting parts before we get into this, as I do have some new parts to put on the car. And let's go in reverse order here. So, my first new suspension just finished. That one will not likely end up on the car. So we're definitely sticking with the old ones for now. My spec rear wings are maxed out on reliability. My engines are identical, but almost maxed out, but not quite yet. They're getting close. They do provide a race day bonus of plus 40 acceleration at the cost of 10% reliability, which is very similar to what I'm doing with the weight stripping. But those are both identical and the best that I'll be able to get on the car this season, as there's too much risk involved in the slightly better part. Front wings are maxed out on reliability now, and I'm only at mid-season, by the way. This is the 5th of 9 races. My engines are maxed out. 549s. I do have the plus 40 speed and minus 10 reliability on one of them. But again, that's a very minor improvement. And finally, the brakes, something that's coming along. This is the ones that I started, my originals, at the beginning of the season. I have constructed 4 additional brakes, and I do have one of them ready to go. So we're going to get that one on there, put that one on Gill. This one is identical to this. You can see it's only 14 days old, so it's only been ready for 2 weeks. If I would have worked on both of them on the reliability at the same time, neither of them would have been ready for this race. So instead I opted to totally max out one, and then I got started on the next. It's at 39%, which it was at 25%, so it picked up about 14%, but it's going to take a little bit longer to get that one. So there is, this week anyway, the cars are a little unbalanced. But now, estimated race position is third. I've never seen that. I've never had higher than about sixth. And there you go. There's sixth for Gil. Not too happy about the car condition, but that's okay. It's 1 week. Next week, this part will be ready, and they'll both have really good brakes on, or at least decent brakes on. And then we'll hopefully be working on getting some suspension by that next race going. So we head to the Ardennes, the famous Ardennes from World War II. Band of Brothers was a series that had a large feature in the Ardennes forest, where the 101st Airborne was surrounded and held out till Patton was able to sweep through. With his Third Army. That was also known as the Battle of the Bulge. Anyway, to the race. Okay, we want softs. I should have looked at both cars on that. Yeah, speed balance should be a little more towards top speed, so let's get that going right off the bat. Too much will go there. What you do to one likely will have to be done to the other. They're never identical on setup, but they're always close. Oh, there you go, 63%. That's same starting setup. Oh, cancel. Cancel. Weight stripping. All important. Everything's 100% almost. Almost. Okay, now you have an engine with that 4010, so we'll take that. It's 3010, so that's a plus 10. The brakes are going down to 80. Suspension to 80. And our gearbox has a 4010 for both cars. You do not have a 4010 on the engine, and you're still hurting there, but works out pretty nicely. Pretty significant difference between the two here. So Aaron's going to have a definite advantage over Gil in this race. Because there's an 80. So 220 overall performance gained for Aaron. And then just a 155 for Gil. And Aaron already has one part that is superior to Gil's. Alright, as is the norm, I get both cars out on the track as fast as possible and then bring them back as fast as possible. We will see rain here today. It might force me into changing tires. However, it's practice. I'm just worried about race trim and getting the setup right. Okay, we'll bring them both in first lap. Okay, setup's not looking so hot. This might take a little bit to get right. But luckily we have mostly just one direction to go. Top speed for this one, and obviously these two. Okay, handling was good. I need speed balance up though, so that's not where I want to be though, so we'll go to there. Okay, a little better for Gil. 5%. And here comes the rain already. No matter at this point. Definitely not going to be a hot lap. Both getting ready to come back in. Let's see, where am I? Ready, set, and slow down. Alright, we've jumped to 88%. Downforce just right. After a pretty significant difference, that's good. Handling went the wrong way, so handling needs to come back to about the A. There's the A. And we went okay, great, and we'll try that, see if that's not the difference we need. That's just 5 seconds. Again, I'm not worried about the tires right now. Okay, we got the gear ratios just right. But we lost a ton. Downforce, I went the wrong way. And handling went the wrong way. No? Timing's a little bit off between the two cars now. Got race trim up. I'm not worried about the tires. Again, I've said that many times, but it's raining. I know. I'm wearing sauce. They're not going to crash. They don't crash in practice. Okay, that was great. That's great. So is excellent in between? I don't know. That was good. This is great. 96%. I don't know which. Okay, we'll try that. This could be a longer stint. Track is very wet, so I do need to put on inters if I'm going to have a longer stint. And there you go. This one's done, right? 99%. Perfect. Aaron's the only one that I'm not totally sure about. We'll give Aaron a hot lap before we can bring her back in, because it's minor, very minor adjustments at this point. Okay, now on the hot lap. There's the hot lap, and look at that, 1 and 2, even though it was in the rain. Meanwhile, the rain has stopped. We are just about out of time on the session, so I'm not going to bring Aaron in. We'll just see if there's an adjustment to make or not. Both getting an extra hot lap out of this, which we've dropped to 6th and 10th. But again, we were on inters and all those other cars in the front weren't. Same 1.5 seconds off tire changes. Race trim plus 10%. That's pretty much been my standard all season long. Let's see, how did we do? 96%. And 96%. So one moved the right way, one moved the wrong way, but I couldn't tell you which one it is. So we're going to have to go with 96%. Okay, we're looking at dry for the first stint. Definitely going with softs. It's a 27 lapper, so I need to get 9 laps per set of tires. Problem here being I can't have both cars coming in on the same pit stop unless I can get them about 14 seconds apart from each other, or coming in on the same lap. And only 11 laps worth of fuel. This is going to be a real challenge to get 9 across the board. Somebody's got to make it 10 on the first stint. I could already tell you who it's going to be, as Gil is better on tires than Arendt is. It says the tires can go 15 to 17, so hopefully they actually can. Well, they're not going to get 15. They never do. Never do. Whether that's my drivers or the chassis, whatever it is, it's probably both. It's the level I'm racing at. So the chassis prevents me from actually getting. But I really need to watch that tire wear. I can't let these tires heat up too much. Because it's really important I make this a 2-stopper. Okay, rain's still looking good. Of course, we are starting way at the back with Johnson. Great start by Gil. Okay, great start by Gil. They've swapped their starting order this time, even though they are level on points. And Gil continues that great start, pushing ahead to 15th after just a couple corners and gaining another spot there. Arendt, meanwhile, is just hanging out. Picked up just one spot since the beginning. Let's go ahead and tune in on Gil, who is having themselves a nice start to this race. Arendt, meanwhile, is finally closing the gap on a few cars ahead. Gil has been the fastest through the first 2 sectors so far, but losing some time there. One bad corner, so not going to be the fastest on sector 3 as Gil loses 2 places. Does retake 1, and ERS finally ready to go at the end of the first lap. Let's look at where is a good place to overtake. Right about here. Front stretch is the other one. We'll get Arendt on that this time. And tires starting to heat up. Let's get this down. And we're going to settle into race mode, even though we are still back in the grid, which is not good. Arendt, meanwhile, 19th. That's ugly. Not a good start. Gil caught in the pack, is going to lose some places. This is not good for my hopes of a win today. Johnson is 13th right now. Arendt is last place on the grid. That is just disgusting. But thanks to the ERS, Arendt is able to pick up 3 positions at the end of the front stretch. Catch up to Gil with the other spot, and not only does not gain on the use of ERS there, but is losing positions. Luckily, things got backed up just a little bit there, but Gil ends up checking up on the brakes and drops back behind Arendt. So we are caught in a mess of cars right now. The good thing is I'm saving my tires. So despite all this traffic and the fact that I can't get through it, I'm not burning my tires at least. Let's see how everybody else is doing on that. They are all driving, well, they're about the same. Some of them are driving pretty aggressive, some are not. Alright, I need to just let things be for a little bit. There's so much traffic that it is really, really hard to pick and choose times for moves. So I'm going to save up a little ERS here. Let them be in the pack for a little bit. Tire wear's helping. Okay, this actually would have been the time right there to use a little bit. We'll use Gills a little right now. That opened up a little bit of space there for Gil. Okay, meanwhile, checking in on Johnson. Johnson's up to 11th. Paragon started 4th, is actually still right about where they started, so Paragon hasn't moved to the front, which is good because Paragon could be 10-15 seconds away. The bad thing is there's traffic. The good thing is we're still bunched up, so even though I'm in the back, you gain a second and a half in the pits, and this thing starts to open up a little bit, and I could be ahead of quite a few cars. You gain 3 or 4 seconds on an overcut, undercut, and again, I could be in good position. Eric makes the double pass over Gil and whatever. They have a name. I just don't know how to pronounce it. Alright, I am down to 2 laps worth of fuel. Shoot, are they gonna make it? Back off, you need to get that 1 extra. Gil goes for the quadruple pass plus pits. Aren't is going to pit this time, so we're going to use up those tires. Check in on the weather. We are dry through the next stint. Definitely going to fill up. Okay, preparing for that overcut, undercut. This is that time to use my ERS. Gil, meanwhile, we've got to squeeze out that 1 more lap. I can't have these 2 stopping at the same time. I mean, they are neck and neck, so somebody would lose 14 seconds. And meanwhile, here we are. Fuel check. Gil. Right there, see? Just running out of fuel as of right now. .01 is the prediction right now. Can't get any closer than that. Okay, we are on lap 10, so I made it my 9 laps for Errant. Good pit stop. Still coming off pit lane. Look at that pit delta. 35, 36, 37, 30. 40 seconds. 40 seconds on pit lane. Holy cow. Gil coming in, 0.06. So I saved just that little bit more fuel. So we've just made it. Gil just fumes. Okay, still coming off pit road. And Gill rejoins the track right there, right in the mix. And both cars gaining quite a bit through that pit stop. So we were back in it 16th, 17th, 18th. Now we are right there up in the front group, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. There's still 2 cars that haven't stopped either. I don't know how they've made it this far. How they haven't run out of fuel. They're both on conserve. Massive. So I am running 6th and 7th at the moment. Aaron gets the overtake on the ERS, and I am now 4th and 5th after the first round of pit stops. So we go from the back to almost the front. Really solid undercut. We definitely saved some time with that 1.5 second bonus on the pit and having a good pit crew. Had to have saved at least another second or two. So we picked up 2 or 3 seconds in the pits. And as tight as the field is, and doing the undercut and running hard on the lap, huge turnaround. We go from, we gain about 10-12 spots there in those couple laps. And look how close we are to the front. Paragon is pulling away just a little bit, but that was completely expected. The good news is they're only 2 seconds away. Reason for that, Paragon is the other fastest team besides me. Look at Johnson, all the way back in 17th. So, along with myself, the fastest team, Rapax, Paragon has had 3 DNFs, or 2 DNFs and 1 technical long pit stop late in the race that has had Paragon lose a ton of points with the reverse grid starting order. Paragon's been starting, 4th place in this race? So 4th and 5th, that makes me happy. And we look to gain time again on the next pit stop, which could have me running 2nd and 3rd. And if Johnson stays back in the field, be in real good shape. Aaron going for the pass here. Can't quite complete it, but if we are this neck and neck, if I can still be right here, less than a 10th. Oh, there we go. Aaron makes the pass. I was going to say I could use that ERS to make the pass on the front straightaway. Meanwhile, Gill is in close enough position to also go for it. Okay, Gill makes a double pass using the ERS, gets up to 4th. Meanwhile, Arendt closed that gap on Mena, but Mena also used their ERS wisely to keep the lead. So that battery pack, just 10% there for Arendt, but nice charge there, 38% for Gill. Mena is giving it everything to try to stay ahead right now. Top 4, we are all on the softs. Bursack, like last race, again, just split my cars. Bursack made the pass. Bursack's on the super softs. Will have to pit much sooner and might be in danger of needing an extra stop. Otherwise, it looks like Paragon and Bursack are the main contenders for podium. Mena is just trying to hang on, and I think we'll be able to pick off Mena. Either way, 3rd and 5th, it's looking pretty good right now. With the pit stop, I should gain some additional time And with those tires, they're doing real well. In fact, they're almost getting cold, so let's go ahead and turn that up a little bit. Aaron, you should not be burning extra fuel here. Well, let's see where we're at on pit strategy. I'm 2 laps ahead, Aaron, fuel-wise, and we are just now crossing start-finish line now. 3.4, 3.3 laps. So 3 laps from now, Aaron will have to stop. We don't want to burn that extra fuel. So yeah, we want to keep that mode. Gil does have the ERS available. So we'll stay with Gil till the end of this lap. Let's speed it up just a little bit. And here we go. We'll get to that right position. And then, boom, there we go. Running that ERS all the way up here. Close right on down. 3rd, 4th, 5th. Bursack still in between the 2 cars, and it is tight. 2 laps to go here. Going to overtake. Going to overtake. Bursack making the pass. So while I think I'll be able to get Mena, Bursack might be too much for me. Bursack is a little bit faster. That is our other main contender besides Johnson and Paragon this season, it appears. And 1 more lap. And Aaron's going to push for it. Oh, and there we go. Bursack is pitting. And Aaron makes the pass. Nicely done. And we're going to pit this time. Eight laps. Is that going to be enough? Let's put in 1 extra. Gotta make sure we have enough. Plus, that'll give me a chance to use an overtake if I need it. Errant has moved ahead of Mena, so Errant is up to 2nd, 4.7 seconds behind Paragon. Used up that ERS, but Gil, this is going to be a perfect spot for that ERS to use, and could maybe get past Mena here. And does not. Mena inherits the lead. Gil stays in 2nd. Can't make the pass that time. I still have 2 laps worth of fuel. Okay, no mistakes. Comes out 2nd behind Paragon, 2 seconds down. So Errant is just 2 seconds back of Paragon now. Meanwhile, Gil still in 2nd. Looks like Mena is going to pit this time. I can get 1 more out of Gil. So we will try to go for the undercut here. And has enough fuel to also burn there and push there. And Gil, you're going to pit this time. I think we can get away with super softs. We're going to try. I don't have a tire bonus, so we're going to go with the super softs. and then get just enough fuel plus 1 lap. 10-second stop. That should be pretty quick. Oh, engine. 38% on the engine. I'll have to keep an eye on that. But this late in the race, it should be just fine. Alright. Arndt is gaining on those in the pits. Up to 4th right now with 2 cars yet to pit. One of those being Gill, who holds the lead at the moment. Mena is well back of Arndt. Johnson is up to 8th. Will likely take 7th after the pits. Into the pits. So far so good. And fueling. Good stop. Here comes Gill coming out of the pits. Just behind Arndt. So the undercut works for Arndt. Arndt comes out ahead of Gill, and I am running 3rd and 4th. So still did not stop, but based on the time, there's no way that... ooh, those tires heat up a lot faster. Okay, don't do that. So Arndt ahead of Gill. Gill on the super softs. This is the first time in ages that I've been in a strong enough position to actually use the super softs. Okay, Arndt pulls ahead a bit using the ERS. Opens a little bit of a gap. I don't want these two fighting for position going neck and neck, but at the same time, I don't want I don't want them to wreck into each other or anything, take each other out, or one of them be taken out. So I'd like to have a little gap. I don't want to issue team orders, so Paragon's hanging on to the lead on super softs and might struggle to get to the end of this race. We'll have to keep an eye on those times. Meanwhile, Mena is sliding backwards, so I don't think Mena's going to be a problem. And then there's a pretty big gap behind me. So I think I'm going to have 2 cars on the podium. Just don't know what order they're going to be, and if there's any chance that they're going to catch Paragon in these final 4 laps. We're going to focus on Gill for a little bit. Gill is going to use that ERS here, so it is going to close that gap down real quick. And with these better tires, we'll see what happens. And at 80% too. And overtake mode. There we go. Gill didn't close down the lead there. I think Gill made a little bit of a mistake. Kind of lost some time. So Arndt hangs on to a strong position. We are slowly gaining on Paragon. We're down to 2.5 seconds and 4 seconds. Well, 2.7 and 4. So they've both picked up about 1 to 2 tenths on Paragon. Ooh, there we go. Condition popping up. Engine 16%. Ignore, we are not pitting. However, I'm going to take it off overtake mode. Put it on normal mode. You're just going to have to get to the end. Okay, Gill just used up the ERS. And without that overtake mode, there's a good chance that Gill will not get past Arndt. Arndt now has a good amount of ERS saved up, so we're going to stretch that lead back out here shortly. And we have about a lap and a half to go. I have 2 laps worth of fuel, so you're going to go into the overtake mode. And with just 2 laps, let's use up those tires. You go ahead and use up your tires as well, though we just can't turn up that mode. We'll keep an eye on that engine. Holding at 16% so far. Hopefully that does not go away in the final stint here. And we have closed the gap on Paragon. Look how close we are now. 1.2 seconds behind. And Errant closes it right on down. 0.3 of a second behind. They're going to use their ERS to try to stretch back out, but we still have some left. And they don't stretch it out much. We're still within 1 second. No DRS here, though. But look at their tires. Their tires are toast. Their tires are toast. This is lap 27. This is it. This is the final lap. We will get a shot here at the end. Oh, low fuel, low fuel, low fuel. Both are going to get a shot at the end. Here we go. ERS side by side with Paragon in front. Can we make the pass? No, Errant has run out of fuel. Errant ran out of fuel. Gill just short. Paragon gets the win. Gill second. And Errant, who it looked like we might have passed on both sides of Paragon. They both went to make a move. Paragon was right down the middle. Errant was going left. Gill was going right. They were both coming up on him. And Errant first ran out of fuel, and that settled who was going to be third. And then Gill, I think, ran out of ERS just before the finish line. Could not complete the pass. Wow, that was close. That was exciting. But that was also the end of the race. And did not work out in my favor, but that was pretty cool. Now, points-wise, let's see real quick where Johnson was, where we are on the points, but we're going to wrap up this episode here. We are out of time. That was one race that took a long time. But when it's that tight and that exciting, it takes a while. And the races are longer than they were in the first 3 seasons. Season 4, there was a rule change. Gill does get fastest lap bonus, so I actually end up with more points than Paragon. Sucks for Paragon, who won the race. Gill comes up just short in second. Errant comes up just short on fuel and gets third. Johnson got up to 5th. So I'm not going to pick up many points, but if you look, Errant 2 points over Johnson. Gill 1 point over Paragon, so I do pick up 3 points on the day, getting second and third. 2 cars on the podium. Wow, and Paragon was hurt? The dodgy neck? Dang. Just hurt the fitness, though. So Johnson hangs on to the points lead, but it is now just 3 points over Gill, who moves up ahead of Errant. Errant 3 points further back. Bursack still just 13 points back. Boschung has been unseen, but is only 16 points behind. Paragon, this is important, Paragon moves up to 14th with that reverse order starting. Paragon moving up 3 points means Paragon's going to start a little further back in the next race. Meanwhile, I stretch my lead a little bit further. 179 points and a 38-point lead. And Rapax, they're not even in second. They're 5 points behind Campos. So I believe that's not even Persac's team either. Prima is in 4th. Alright, well, that does it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time on my road to the record. Bye for now.